At Blackwell Meadows this afternoon, a first league meeting between Darlington and South Shields. Alan Armstrong makes 2 changes from the win at Alfreton on Saturday, bringing in Finlay Barnes for his first start after an impressive substitute appearance, and Mitchell Curry also gets his first start for the Quakers. Julio Arca played in the 3-0 win here for South Shields in the FA Cup 6 years ago. Today he's the Mariners manager, and he makes 7 changes, retaining only Boney, Lefudu, Adams and Broadbent. And Gomez just gets there ahead of him to nod the ball out, throw in, which Griffiths takes to Finlay Barnes. The York loanee finds Curry, who seems to have switched to this right hand side, at least there. Nelson gets to that cross first. Throw in taken. It's a good spot that from Lefudu, finding James in a bit of space. Cross hung in, chested down. And that's found its way in. The visitors lead after 19 minutes.
That'll be interesting to see again, Michael. Unfortunately, we haven't got any replays up here today, but there was certainly a big shout for handball when the forward chested it down, and the Darlington players surrounding the referee here, not happy at all. And from when we are, it looked as though it might have caught hand, but referee haven't done it. It looks as though Hazel's going in the referee's book now.
Protests. Jacob Hazel booked in the aftermath of that one. Obviously protesting a little too much. Not happy at the award of the goal, but it has been given. And just as they did 6 years ago in the FA Cup, South Shields strike first.
Tommy Taylor getting a yellow card there also now.
Another one.
Certainly from our view up here on the balcony, it was dubious, shall we say, at least. As I say, unfortunately, we haven't got the benefit of any replays. Just need to keep this little spell of pressure and intensity up here.
Griffiths cuts inside with the ball.
On stonewall
penalty.
Absolute stonewall penalty all day long there. Just
Abbey with the shirt pull. And the Quakers behind for 5 minutes with a chance to equalise from the spot. Steps up, slots it into the left-hand side of the nets.
Great penalty. Sent the keeper the wrong way and put it right into the corner.
The Quakers were behind for all of 6 minutes. A first start of the season and a first goal in Darlington colours for Mitchell Curry. Darlington 1, South Shields 1.
And a perfect response there, Michael, as just
Absolutely.
said. We just needed to keep that little spell of intensity going.
So, free kick to the visitors on the right-hand side of the area, about 5 yards from the byline, 6 yards from the byline. Left-footed into the 6-yard area. And it is a Shields player who gets there first, being forced to just move the ball around the back line and wait for the gaps to open up. Lawler brings it forward. Musto outside of the boot. Not sure he meant that. Lefudu heads away. Ball pinged back to Woods with some force there. Hazel pressures Morse, and that's a slightly loose back pass.
That's got to be a back pass. I don't know, personally I thought the keeper could have just cleared the ball.
Yeah, he got there first. Not sure he needed to do that, but he has done it, and the Quakers have a free kick inside the South Shields box. South Shields will position themselves on the edge of the 6-yard box. Barnes lays it to Nelson. Doesn't quite come off, but the ball's still available, and it's turned in by Jacob Hazel, but the offside flag is up. Takes a touch to bring it under control and plays it back. Across to Morse, but again the Quakers keeping the pressure up, forcing them to go long, but this time it comes off. Luke James can bring it forward, out to the right-hand side. Lefudu cuts inside, finds the ball across. It's gone all the way to Abbey. He bends it right-footed over the bar. Darlington man who gets there first, and now it's with Lawler. That one's nodded away, though. Platt forcefully into the back of Michael Woods, too forcefully, according to the referee, who awards the free kick. James trying to get there first, and he has done. He's got 2 defenders on the line,
Great block.
And one of them has blocked it.
power.
554 away fans and the entire South Shields dugout have their head in their hands. They have no idea how they're not 2-1 up.
Just had a switched off for a second there and allowed them to take the quick free kick.
Quick free kick. Luke James battled well for it and then evaded Tommy Taylor.
Yeah, just had the empty net other than Jake Lawler stood in the way.
Quakers get an early throw-in. Musto with it. Hazel trying to make himself available, but it goes to Barnes instead. Battles well with Abbey and Platt collects the loose ball, gets to the edge of the area, slides it to Nelson. Nelson shoots down.
Great goal.
Just over a minute into the second half, the Quakers have their lead, and it's Andrew Nelson. Well worked from Platt, gets to the edge of the area, lays it across for Nelson. His right foot makes no mistake. Corner of the net, Darlington 2, South Shields 1. Andrew Nelson strikes again.
And you would say thoroughly deserved for Darlington there. Great start to the second half. Great drive by Platt onto the edge of the box, just laid it off for Nelson. And he was able to just absolutely drill it with his right foot right into the bottom corner, giving the South Shields keeper no chance there. So a great start to the second half. Sometimes
talk on Darlow Fans Radio about the Quakers conceding early in the second half. Not this time. They strike. 63 seconds in. Darlington 2, South Shields 1. Andrew Nelson scores for the second game in a row, 2 in 3 days for him. I mean, it's not quite the 2 in 5 minutes that Finley Barnes managed, but it gives the Quakers the lead anyway. And we're underway again. Musto just sliding through him, trying to get that ball out for a throw-in, conceding the free kick instead. Comes to Abbey, about 20 yards out. Out to Gomez on the left-hand side. Just inside the area. Footwork to get away from Hatfield and Griffiths. Back to Abbey. A little loose from... and then... Shields' urgency not really materialising just yet, although Hassani is coming forward with some intent now. And then Lawler's miskicked. And the loose ball finds its way through to Lafudu. He swings one in right-footed. Gomez rises. Taylor makes a brilliant save. Ball still not cleared. And now there's a melee in the area, and eventually...
Great save by Taylor.
What a save that was by Tommy Taylor, though. Kane Felix back on the field, gets to that one in the air, helps it on its way to Hazel. He's got Barnes running through the middle. Barnes can't quite bring it under control. Curry couldn't quite get onto the second ball. And now South Shields come again with Lafudu. He gets caught by Platt. And just for a second I thought the referee was... No, he is going to go into his pocket.
That's probably another...
And the Quakers captain will pick up a yellow card.
Yeah, Darlington just need to be a little bit careful. The game's just getting a tiny bit stretched, just the last few minutes. And that was probably, again, we've talked about earlier on in the season, good game management from Darlington there.
Jordan Musto with the throw into Moke, gets it back. Plays it into the middle. Hazel can't quite win it, but Moke will pick up the spare. Heaney with the overhead. Griffiths challenging for it and winning it at the second time of asking. Looks for Barnes, can't quite find him. Slides in to win the loose ball. Pinged forward to Martin. Heaney over the top looking for Blackett, and he's going to get to that. Brings it down. He's bayed it through, and he's just put it wide of the post. Needed a couple of bites at that.
That was a great chance.
But it opened up for him. And so nearly bringing the visitors level. They've had the better chances in the second half, aside from the Andrew Nelson one that went in.
Yep, I would agree there, and that was certainly the best, a really, really good chance. The only thing was, fortunately, from our position here, it was one of those where as soon as it left his foot, you could just see it was just going the wrong side of the post.
Just creeping. Little exchange of passes over on that right-hand side. Barnes collects again, tries to find Hazel, gets caught late, wins a free kick.
Tell you what, Michael, Barnes has had a great game today. I think I've been really impressed with him. His attacking forward play, reads the game well, gets himself in those little positions, that little pocket just behind the defenders. And
Platt lurking about 25 yards out. Hazel takes, has a go. Side netting, I think. Corner.
Keeper just got a touch to it, just a fingertip.
for goal himself there, Jacob Hazel. Fox lays it off to Griffiths. Griffiths back to Barnes. Pass to Griffiths. Okay, goes to make himself available, but it's back to Barnes. Griffiths and Barnes just keeping the ball between them. Platt dinks one over for Moke. He heads it over. Barnes has got a bit of space in behind here. Finley Barnes saved by Boney. Darlington players unable to follow that one up. And now South Shields bring it forward, but Moke's tracked back brilliantly there. Hatfield gets it to Felix. Felix inside for Hazel. He lets the ball through his legs. Nobody able to come in behind. And the ball is with the visitors again.
Shame there, because that chance for Barnes would have topped off this performance. That.
Voodoo with the throw in. Platt keeping his man under pressure. Neat little interchange of passing. LaFudu round the corner for Blackett. Lawler's in there. Slides in. And it's going to be
he's given
a penalty.
The referee was just looking to the assistant for the help there. The referee wasn't certain. It's the assistant that's given it.
Lawler sliding in on Blackett. Could have gone. We don't have the best view up here on the balcony from behind that tackle. We weren't sure which way the referee was going to point, but
from my angle, I think it probably was. It was certainly a challenge he didn't need to make and gave him a chance to go down.
As Mitchell Curry did in the first half, Paul Blackett to bring the visitors level this time. And he does. Tommy Taylor goes the right way, but he can't reach it. Paul Blackett off the bench. And as he did on Saturday on the score sheet. And just as Darlington did in the first half, levelling from the penalty spot. Darlington 2, South Shields 2.
Just after it's spoken there about being professional and seeing the game out, unfortunately, I don't know, I'd need to see it again, but it certainly looked as though Lawler gave the referee.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit, when I saw Lawler sliding in, I thought he's got to get this spot on. Hatfield leaves it for Barnes, in left-footed. Lawler coming in at the back post. Headed away, corner. Barnes with the corner then. Comes in. Lawler's up, headed away again, another corner. Will Hatfield's turn this time from the left-hand side. In it comes. It's over everyone, nodded away. Not convincingly. Platt down to Felix. Felix just hooks one back into anywhere. It's come off a couple of South Shields players. A very fortunate bounce into the arms of Miles Boney. Can't be long left now. In fact, that is it. Level at half-time, level at full-time. Darlington looked to have that first home win of the season in their grasp until just as second half stoppage time was getting underway. Paul Blackett was brought down in the area and he stood up and converted the spot kick just as the Quakers had in the first half to get level. And 3 minutes away from 3 points at home for the first time this season. The Quakers will have to be satisfied with one. Both sides will probably argue they could have taken all three. South Shields in particular had their chances in the second half. But it is honours even here at Blackwell Meadows between Darlington and South Shields, where it finishes Darlington 2.